D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Mini reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm the Big D, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. And I'm here with a mini reviews vid where I'll be talking about two new films I recently watched. And these will be spoiler free. I'm not going to give too much and just give you my quick thoughts. And this will be on two different streaming services. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get this show on the road while the game's good. You know what I'm saying? Here's the first one. First up is a mini review of the 2026 action thriller flick Prety Lethal from Amazon MGM via Prime Video. Directed by Vicky Jewson, starring Iris Apatow, Lana Condor, Millicent Simmons, Avantika, May Ziegler, and Uma Thurman. The film focuses on a dysfunctional ballet troupe who are forced to take shelter when their bus breaks down en route to a prestigious competition and must use their train to fight back when a gang of armed men target them. So apparently, this turns into a real intensifying action flick and what have you. Now, my thoughts on the film, as much as I only give you just a tiny bit of what you can expect, I have to say this film's really something. It's maybe not that great, but it's pretty good. I did like it for the good action sequences, and they had good kick-ass set of gals in it. Definitely. Now, Iris Apatow played one of the ballet gals, Zoe. Yeah, I have to say she's pretty good in her performance. Of course, most people might remember her from a couple Netflix things, their series Love and their 2022 film The Bubble. And yes, she's the daughter of producer, world famous producer Judd Apatow and to actress Leslie Mann. I will say she provided a lot to do. Now, playing the character of Princess, another member of the group, is Lana Condor, who you may remember who played Jubilee in X-Men Apocalypse. Of course, more recently, you would know her best as Laura Jean of the To All the Boys I've Loved Before films on Netflix, as well as Aaliyah Bell Angel, and more recently as the voice of the titular character of the extremely underrated DreamWorks animated film Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. She's pretty good. Then there's another one, Chloe, played by Millicent Simmons. You may know her from as the deaf girl from A Quiet Place and its sequel. I must admit, I was surprised to see her. I thought I recognized her, but I just forgot her name. But she's very good in her performance. Then there's the member of the troupe known as Grace, played by Avantika, who was recently seen in the remake of Mean Girls and Tarot. She was also in Netflix's film Senior Year as well as the Disney Channel film Spin. She's pretty good. And finally, as the last member of the ballet troupe, whose name happens to be Bones, is May Ziegler. That's right. Who, of course, well, first kind of got a little bit of attention by appearing on Lifetime's reality show Dance Moms when she was just 8 years old. She also had lent her voice to Ballerina, not not that Ballerina, but the film we would know best as Leap, as well as numerous other films and also West Side Story from 2021 and My Old Ass. I gotta say, she was pretty good. We have other characters and actors, and Uma Thurman. I was surprised to see her in this. She plays Devora Casimir, the main antagonist. I must admit, she's pretty good. The reviews are these are fairly okay. Rotten Tomatoes has this at 62%, saying starting off with a fun hook and diluting it with plethora of cliches, Pretty Lethal doesn't reach its full operatic potential, but dulls on enough ballet action to remain reasonably on point. Yeah, it has lots of cliches, which that is kind of a bit of a disappointment. But overall, it's pretty good, even though despite it's almost an hour and a half long. But it's still pretty enjoyable. Maybe not as best as what we saw in Ballerina last year from the world of John Wick. The music from Paul Leonard Morgan's fine too. So I gotta give this for its action and what have you. It's just it had so many cliches and what have you. And well, it's just that it kind of dragged on a little bit, but it managed to redeem itself with its action sequences. I think this is worth looking into. Pretty Lethal is available to watch on Prime Video. Its cast is pretty good. It's just it had so many cliches and it kind of dragged on a bit because there was some action at first, but then soon it starts dragging out, off to one way, and then it gets back to action, what have you, in the end. But I thought it was pretty good. My score, I give Pretty Lethal 3.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 7.5. Now to the next me review. The next main review is on the 2026 sci-fi action comedy crime flick Mike and Nick and Nick and Alice. Released by 20th Century Studios via Hulu. Written and directed by Ben David Grabinski and produced by Andrew Lazar. Starring Vince Vaughn in dual roles along with James Marsden, Isaac Gonzalez, Keith David, and Jimmy Tatro. This film premiered at the South by Southwest Film and TV Festival not so long ago before it made its premiere on Hulu just last week. Now, after his adopted son Jimmy Boy is released from prison, mob boss Sosa and his men celebrate with a night of partying. Among them is Nick, a lone shark whose wife Alice is having an affair with his fellow criminal Quick Draw Mike. No longer willing to kill, Mike plans to leave Sosa's organization but agrees to help Nick with a job. And following Nick's instructions, Mike attempts to chloroform a man he discovers is Nick himself and learns that the Nick who enlisted his help is from the future when the present day Nick escapes. Yeah. And soon Mike realizes he has been framed as the informant who betrayed Jimmy and is now the target of the Baron, a cannibalistic assassin hired by Sosa. Yeah. So apparently, future Nick explains that 6 months from that night, he tried to collect the debt from Simon, an inventor and friend of Alice who borrowed money to build a time machine. So, thus, that when it was triggered, Nick was sent back in time to the night Mike would be killed, inadvertently shooting Simon instead and destroying the machine. So, that's all the story I will give to you. Now, my thoughts on the film, I've got to say, this film was not bad. I mean, it's kind of just like that film that actually came out not so long ago this year. Good luck, have fun, don't die. I haven't seen that yet, but maybe I will someday. I will say this is pretty cool and why have you, and pretty funny and why have you. I think this was kind of a really cool mixture of having a futuristic, well, not futuristic, but another version of yourself in the future face up against, well, you get what I'm saying. The reviews are pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes has a score 78%. Metacritic has a score 70, which is pretty good. Brian Tellerico of RogerEbert.com gave this 3 out of 4 stars and wrote that it's remarkably fun. And Glenn Garner of Deadline wrote, fans of the actor might enjoy the movie's double dose of fun, but it's a supporting cast of Mike and Nick and Alice that makes it great. It might have been a tad complicated to squeeze all their names in that title. Well, yeah, it kind of is, yeah. But overall, I found it to be pretty good. And it's pretty good music and a good score from Joseph Trapanese. That was really, really something and pretty cool. So, with everything said about that, that proved to have some pretty cool feel to it. It did have a lot of good humor and what have you that really cracked me up and what have you. But anyway, not too bad. It's just wow, a blast of a film in ways. Maybe not 110% of a blast, but fun though. We have Vince Vaughn playing both future and present Nick. I gotta say, this is probably one of the best performances he's given in some time and what have you. I have to admit, he's pretty good. James Marsden plays Quick Draw Mike. He's good in his performance, very good. Alice is played by Isa Gonzalez. Well, I'm not sure I know much of her. Well, except for maybe a few films like Baby Driver, Aaliyah, Bell Angel, Bloodshot, and Ambulance. I have to say she's pretty good. We have Keith David playing Sosa. Good. We have Jimmy Tetro as Jimmy Boy. I've got to say he's pretty good. He's actually the creator and star of the channel known as Life According to Jimmy. And he's recently appeared in Grown Ups 2 and 22 Jump Street and others. That's really something. But anyway, yeah. There's lots of others. We even have Stephen Root, who of course has collabed with Vince Vaughn before on Dodgeball, True Underdog Story. It was good to see him in this one. Let's see. Ben Schwartz, of course, you know, who has teamed with Mr. Marsden before in the Sonic the Hedgehog films. You know, that's the guy who voices Sonic the Hedgehog. But the big thing was Dolph Lundgren appearing as the Baron. That was really something. And also, we even have one character in this named Marceline, who is played by Canadian actress Ella Ballantyne, who actually I mostly would know her from the recent adaptations of Anne of Green Gables, which I definitely need to review those. Maybe sooner or later I will. But of the whole, I found Mike and Nick and Alice to be such a fun film and a real fun, crazy time travel action flick. I think you'll enjoy it. If you enjoyed Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, then I think you'll enjoy this one as well. It's really something. I liked it. For my score, I give Mike and Nick and Alice 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. So, what did you think of these two films? What did you think? Have you seen Prety Lethal or Mike and Nick and Alice yet? If so, let me know what you thought about one or both of these in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you my April 2026 schedule. So if you like this, check out some of these other vids and what have you. If you'd like, check out my review of A Quiet Place Part 2, which had Millicent Simmons in the upper left-hand corner, or you can go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from 2024, which I'm ready for the next one next March. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review for a recent Prime Video film, In the Bluff. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.